Oh, I was so horny, but now, I can't believe the form. This is so non-sexual. Yes, the cat is non-sexual. Yeah, I agree. There's nothing. Totally, guys, everyone, you're all so weird. So you wouldn't mind if the person you're fucking just turned into a panther? Dog, if I was fucking some crazy, super powerful witch who could, like, bend time and space, do you honestly think I would give a if she could fucking transmorph into a gigantic gold panther or whatever? That's insane. Like, you're fucking a god, and then it's like, you're like fucking Zeus or something, and it's like, oh, Zeus, yeah, okay, Pantheon of the gods, okay, your father of all Mount Olympus, you turned away from being a lion at this very moment, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I have limits. Damn, that's okay. I see the chat discourse on Panther Bayonetta continues. You know, just how to stir us up, Vaush. True. Just like how some of you want to stir up Panther Bayonetta. Okay, the real question for chat is, all right? You're in a fantasy world now, okay? You're in, I don't know, Skyrim or whatever you like, okay? Would you the Minotaur from Hades? Question number one. I'm not gay. Okay, just so everyone knows, we can all get on board with this, okay? Just so everyone's aware of where we are, all right? So maybe you're not into guys, all right? That's fine. But what I'm asking is, conceptually, if you could imagine living in that fantasy world, would you blame someone for the Minotaur from Hades? If you were living in the fantasy world and you were on fantasy Twitter and one of your oomphies just posted this picture and they were like, guess who I got with last night? Would you judge them for it? Apart from being like, wow, you must be very stretchy downstairs. Like, you might judge their stretchiness, I guess. That's Minotaur Elvis. Listen, he's beautiful, okay? He's very pretty. I'd be like, good for them. He's too big. Well, that's really up to that's up to the individual to decide, okay? Whether or not he's too big. That's a matter for them to work out with themselves and their doctor and the guy, okay? In Elysium, your pussy magically stretches. We can only assume that's true, okay? Would you Katie's Minotaur? He's too masked for me. I would as him. You know, what about like a fantasy centaur? If I look up, hold on, anime centaur guy. Can I get a non-pornographic centaur dude? Okay, we're looking up safe for work. These all suck. Isn't there like a centaur girl manga that's not even porn? Isn't that a thing? Is this it? This is daily life with a monster girl. I think this is like a lewd manga, but it's not outright hentai. I could be wrong on that. Isekai manga with cute centaur girl. Oh, this is a manga, not a hentai. Vaush, 5 years old. Actually, it is true that because we're looking at a manga cover right now, this is probably an 11-year-old girl. So let's skip past this. Vaush is zoo-pilling chat. Dog, this isn't about zoo. I'm talking about monster girls. That's the weird thing to me. Normally, chat is so horny for, like, monster that there were people in chat who were horny for the xenomorph. You guys were literally horny for the xenomorph from Alien Isolation, okay? There were lots of people in chat who were... and by the way, the xenomorph is not only completely non-human, but also does not have even remotely a human intellect. They are completely, utterly, and absolutely an animal relative to us, albeit an extremely strong, fast, intelligent, so on. But they're definitely not human, okay? So there were people freaking out over the alien xenomorph or whatever, okay? So I thought there were a lot of monsters in chat. Now, for monsters, the idea of fucking this dude is like, this is some vanilla shit, okay? There are white women with live, laugh, love decal pillows on their bone white couches that they keep a plastic liner over when they bring the neighbors over so they can keep them perfectly clean for Instagram posts. Who would this Minotaur, all right? And as for centaurs, you know, leaving aside all the horse memes, boy or girl, I still think this is pretty mid-tier monster girl shit right here. When I look at, like, monster girl, like, artists lewd posting, I see stuff that's a lot weirder than this, personally, all right? So I'm just trying to determine where the relative levels of like, appreciation are, because in my mind, you can judge me for this if you want. But if you were fucking... And then Bayonetta randomly transformed into a fucking giant panther, like a 9-foot-tall fucking huge panther in gold ornamentation, my immediate thought would not be, oh, that's just an animal. My thought would be, holy shit, the goddess that I'm fucking can do the fucking Greek mythology shit. That's just where my mind goes to. But I guess for some people, the immediate association would be like, it'd be like if you didn't look at anything from the neck down. It's just like, oh well, that's like a cow, you know, or like this is a horse. Like if you didn't look at past the horse neck or whatever. Anyway, I felt like there was just a double standard in the monster going on here. Ask people if they want to this. Yeah, what about like werewolf stuff, right? Like, it's anthro, but werewolves aren't even of human intelligence when they're in the werewolf form, right? I'm under the assumption that when Bayonetta is in the 9-foot-tall panther form, she can telepathically communicate as a human, because she can do that when she's a human. She can do the silent telepathy thing. But all white women want to get gangbanged by 13 werewolves in the park at daytime, and werewolves are literally not even of human intelligence. They are when they're not in the werewolf form, but I think it's generally accepted that when werewolves are in werewolf form, they are not. They are more animalistic. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of a double standard going on right here. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to agree with me. I'm just saying I feel like people are being a little inconsistent. If we're talking about zoophilia, personally, I think the werewolf here is way closer than Bayonetta in panther form, because Bayonetta in panther form is human-level intelligence, and this isn't. For me, the anthro thing is less important than the intelligence communication thing. But you know what? That's fine. I just think we should all be consistent with our message. Sometimes I go show my family your stream and always have to vet it first. It's because of this. Sorry, Gally. I'm just holding chat to account. I'm using my debate bro skills to hold chat to account. This is the real decider. Okay, Flever, you're just posting shit that gets you off. I think this would be like an unambiguous yes for most people who consider themselves monsters. Especially because people fetishize tentacles so much. I feel like a lot of people would be like, yeah, obviously. Though I don't even know what you got going on down here, but you know, whatever. Like 50-50. No, more yeses than nos. Most of her is animal. Oh, and yeah, we're also forgetting to account for the other major white woman fantasy, you know? You have all the white women who dogs, of course. But let us not forget the second most prominent such white woman fantasy, which is a unicorn. In a magical grove. Yeah! My name is Elandria. And didn't they literally joke about this in She-Ra? When they introduced the unicorn or whatever, there was a joke about it being like super suave and like magical and shit or whatever. They literally made this joke about like the swooning or whatever. Don't unicorns count as horses? No, unicorns are a fantasy creature. And also, I think it's like unambiguously in fantasy, unicorns are always human or higher level intelligence, right? That's the actual line, by the way, as far as I'm concerned, for any zoo shit. It's the level of intelligence. If you had like a second intelligent species on Earth that was all like werewolves or minotaurs or unicorns or centaurs or whatever, and they had human level intelligence and communicate, you realize that by this point in history, we would have like crossbreed children, right? Like the gates are open on communication. That's the whole line, right? What's the ethical standpoint for Neanderthals? Yeah. Time to bring out the Harkness test. No, I hate this image. But it's kind of true. Vaush, this is hot to me. Okay, this is what I mean by true monster. Okay, Arlo just came out saying this is hot to me. Now, I've seen monsters who absolutely go for shit like this, but this is like true monster, where you see like a 28-foot tall, gigantic, ravenous, monstrous fantasy creature, and you're like, yeah, okay, sure. All right. Now, that's too much for me, personally. That's beyond me. But that's the line that I see, and there are some people in chat who clearly agree. So it's a wide What about the stalk from Staga? The stalk has her tits out, extraordinary nobody. We're streaming. This Bloodborne Cleric. Oh yeah, and where would we be without the Cleric Beast? Now, how many white women have looked at this and gone, wood? Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, shut up. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Yeah, Gally. Yeah, that's what I thought. And by the way, this isn't just... So, we're on so many levels of monster right now, okay? This, first of all, this thing's not just a monster, okay? It is a blood-crazed, half-dead, feral, corrupted human. Not human-level intelligence. Freaky as shit. Okay, so... Now that we've gone all the way to here, we have achieved the actual goal of this conversation, which is to point out that nothing that I said about Bayonetta's panther form was weird. Let's move on. Nothing that I said was weird. It was all acceptable. It was all above board. Everything I said was correct. I know, Arlo. I know.